Oh, awesome. Oh, they'll catch the score.
Pretty young. Oh, good for them.
Get her on first quarter.
That doesn't help.
Nice spot here.
Yes, you will.
First week, I think women's game.
Okay.
In the evening.
Oh, here in the evening?
the evening.
With the lights.
With the lights,
all good?
yeah.
Very nice.
Sitting on a pool.
Yeah.
Yeah, got a good height here.
Oh, yeah.
Anyways.
Yeah, no, perfect. Yeah, why not?
Let me know when to start the...
Yeah, we'll start in a few minutes, I think.
Yeah. I've started the stream.
Yes. Just get her on for a quarter. Just get her on for a quarter. Come and take with us. Special guest.
Special comment.
Come on, the Hawks.
There he is.
Hey, mate.
How are you going?
Alright, how are you?
Good. Same as last year. You want to praise your cheese for us, answer?
You hear the...
I can hear it. Hello and welcome to Adelaide Footy League Division 1 action here. We've got a good game in Broadview versus Sacred Hearts. Round 5 at Broadview Oval. Beautiful day for footy. Perfect weather for both these teams to show up and put on their best performance. I'm here with Beck and I'm Jad, your today's commentators on this filming footy stream. Thanks for joining us. Interesting game we got ahead of ourselves, Beck.
Yeah, we sure do. I mean, we've, a bit of different stories for both teams. We've got Sacred Heart undefeated, travelling along quite well. Broadview sitting with the, 2-2, but, we're playing at Broadview today. The deck looks awesome. There's no reason why, Broadview absolutely couldn't put up a challenge to Sacred Heart today.
Yeah, 100%. It's home ground advantage here at Broadview is always a big thing. They always perform well here. 2-2 for them, as you mentioned, 5th on the ladder. A good win last week as well to Golden Grove away, an 8-point win there. So coming off that momentum, they'll have going ahead for this match, and a few outs, a few changes here and there for Broadview, but we know that they have a really strong program here. So those players coming in from the division, from the grade below, will want to prove their point and will want to push up to have their spot in the A grade permanently. We know our Troll's out for about 3 weeks, the big ruckman, Jesse White, knee injury, so we'll see how long he's out for, but it's not too bad by all the reports, so still keep out, but as I mentioned, a few new players in for them.
Yeah, well, maybe, that could bring something to the team, new players. Shock might not know what to expect, some new blood in the team, and you can only play with the team that you've got out on the park on the day. So I think Broadview, if they just absolutely come in and go for it, they can have a crack at Shock. I mean, someone's got to beat them, so why not Broadview?
Yeah, exactly. As for Sacred Heart, as we mentioned, undefeated so far. A big win last week, 42 points to the Brighton Bombers. They're going along nicely. A lot of their key players are going well. Their captain coach, Alex Salotto, always well, as well as a few of their better players, Rankin, McDermott, McCauley, Smith. A lot of the times in the best players. Looks like a bit of a ceremony here. We'll just pause until that's over and come back with you with the start of the match.
This part of umpire appreciation round. So, we should mention that,
Yes.
Chad, because
Very important part.
without umpires, we don't have a game, and they do this for every time in umpire appreciation round. Every player shakes hands with all the umpires, and I think it's a nice and respectful thing to do.
Yeah, that's right. They're lining up now to shake hands. Of course, thanks to all the umpires. We couldn't really play footy without them, so always go down, and if you want to get involved in footy, it's a good way to get involved and help out the umpires. They're always needing more numbers, so we appreciate the umpires as always. It's good to see.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's a good way to keep fit, good way to be involved in football. If you're not able to play or don't want to, but you still want to be involved in the action. I know quite a few young girls coming up through the club where I play, and they've decided to start umpiring just because they love footy and want to be part of it in a different way. So I think anyone out there who's thinking about it, definitely contact your local league or local club, because people are always looking for umpires.
100%. And like me, I want to stay involved in footy. That's why I commentate. I know you play footy. I've never been good at footy, so this is the second best thing to me. Or I could have umpired. Maybe it would be better for my health. But no, that's good. So about to start now. They're just in their huddles, about to get into position. A very interesting game coming up, I'd say. And looking at a few key players for Broadview, we got Manning 3 out of 4 times in the best player. Fergus, Smith, Jackson Hill 2 out of the 4, and a lot of goals in this team too. Russell with 10, Boras, the acting captain today, with 8 goals. So we'll keep an eye on those ones as the play progresses. And any players you look out for or anything like that?
Well, I was just going to touch a bit more on Stephen Jackson for Broadview.
Yes.
You just mentioned him. Now we are sponsored by Dartfish today, so I thought bring you some Dartfish stats that I picked up from last week. Stephen Jackson, 23 disposals, 6 clearances, 5 marks and 6 tackles.
Wow.
And that's the kind of information we can get from our Dartfish stats every week, which is awesome. And we can get those within a couple of days of the game, which is awesome. So we'll have a look out for Stephen Jackson for Broadview, and we talk about him all the time, but I always love to look out for Alex Salotto, and you've mentioned him as well. Everyone's mentioned him, but he's awesome to watch, and he's an awesome leader for the club.
Another X-Factor player. We saw his debut in the league was Luis Bonuto, 3 goals in the first quarter. So he'll love to do that again now. We'll see how that one goes. Off with the first play here. Ball goes up. Big fly from the ruckman. No one touches it. Bounces there. Trying to get the clearance, the early clearance. Try and get on top of the midfield early. Both teams fighting for it. A bit of congestion as they don't want to give away the first clearance, and trying to get it out of there, but nicely tackled. It'll be another stoppage not far from the centre circle.
Yeah, good intent there from Broadview. You can see they just wanted to turn and run as soon as they got the ball. You can see it again there, and there comes a high tackle, so they'll win the free kick. So.
Yeah, well called. He turned around and quickly tried to sprint away from the pack, and that's where he got caught high. So his intention was good. He gets rewarded for it. Low kick towards the 50, but intercepted there. Don't think that was his intention.
I hope not.
Goes wide, and there's another near interception. Just couldn't mark it, and straight away the players jump on top, but finds its way out the back like a rugby scrum. Kick down the wing now, out on the full.
Yeah, so these first few minutes I think are important for Broadview when you're playing, a high-ranked club. I think it's important. You want to get on top early, make your presence felt early, because if Shot get on top, that's when they're dangerous and they'll just start piling on the goals and probably won't stop. So first inside 50 goes the way of Broadview, no mark taken, so it'll be cleared here by Shot. Working together out of defence, comes in the hands of Rankin. He sends it long to a 2-on-1, and if anything, that's going to be out on the full, and it is.
Another out on the full, basically in the same spot as before.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on that far wing out there. Bit skinnier than Shot thought, but they've sent it out there twice now, and it's gone back out of bounds on the full. So maybe they've brought the line in this week, and it's just rattled everyone, Chad.
Yeah, sometimes you see the opposition kick it down the full a few times early because they're not used to the dimensions, but that time Broadview did it, so yeah, you might be right.
I don't know, maybe they're just messing with them.
Not much movement up the field.
No, there isn't. Oh, decided it's a throw-in?
Yeah, it looks like they changed their mind.
Well, look, as we said, it's umpire appreciation round, so I appreciate they've made a decision here and running with it. So the stoppage will come a very centre wing, but on the opposite side, a bit of a fresh area there to McDermott. Had a chance to clear it there. Sometimes it just misses your boot, Jad.
Of course, yes. On the wing now. Ball goes up. Again, a lot of congestion and just tackling each other immediately as soon as they get it. It's going to be a repeat one now. Nice tap over the back, trying to find a little bit of room, breaks a few tackles and does just that, running backwards though, so we can go forward now. Nice kick down the wing, no mark. The numbers are back for Broadview, do well. A bit of a spare man in defence, I think, because he was by himself and that kick smothered. Just couldn't pick it up, and now we'll go for another boundary throw-in. Playing on the far wing from us and the new grandstand here at Broadview. Beautiful facilities here and a beautiful day for footy.
Yeah, it is. It's great. New club rooms, new change rooms, everything. We've got a nice spot up on the balcony here, so can't complain at all.
Good camera angle for the stream at home as well. The kick just rushed down the line and it's going to be a last possession rule going the way of Sacred Heart. So very congested and cagey opening few minutes here with both teams not wanting to see the first goal.
No, it's not. So Kerrish in possession now. Heads out to that dangerous far wing. He gets it back again by a hand. Sends a kick down the line. Intercepted though, so just having trouble getting a mark on that forward flank at the moment, Sacred Heart, which is a bit unexpected.
Oh, nice one.
Great mark there for Broadview.
Nice
that
courage.
was Hamish Rouse. Did well with his body there. Just took it out in front of him. Make an assessment now. Assume he's trying not to kick it out on the full like some of his teammates. Nice and long, top of the 50,
nice.
but hit the opposition. So both teams just struggling to hit the target on half forward line. Now the intercept comes from O'Leary. Sends it in deep. Almost all by himself there. Snaps around Cody Russell. And first goal of the game goes to Kobe Russell from Broadview.
Umpire appreciation around there. He tripped over the umpire, took a bit of a tumble. It looks like he's okay to continue, so that's good. But desperation from him to get to the right position. You like to see that at least. And it is the first goal going the way of Russell, was it?
Yes.
Awesome, yeah. So Russell with the first goal. He's got already 10 this year. That's 11 now. So definitely their key man up forward and showing why with that beautiful finish there.
Yeah, and he almost just had a lot of time in the end. Ball sort of popped into his hands, had plenty of time to snap around and put it through. So great start here for Broadview.
Prolific goal scorer Russell, always through the years and showing again this year. The clearance now coming by Sacred Heart. They find a handball a little bit wide of the centre clearance and get that forward. Nice work there to just 2-on-1 or even 3-on-1 to get a 50-50 ball there. They'll get a stoppage now, a boundary throw in inside their 50 Sacred Heart after that quick clearance. A lot of numbers around the ball where this is going to drop. They'll want to have some speed and some class to find a kick or find a mark inside their own 50. Nearly takes out the ruck, just gets stolen off him. It's nice smother to not let the ball go too far away from the dangerous areas. Quick kick inside 50 now, no mark. ball bobbling around, finds its way to Stanel. Spun around now with a kick, but there's going to be another stoppage now, just inside the 50 again for Sacred Heart.
Well, really good pressure from the Broadview defence. This is the first time they've been tested in this game, so they're doing well.
Karish is there, looking to pick it up, but nice handball away and nice clearance from Broadview, get it out the danger area towards the big ruckman, no mark, but his teammates are there to help him out. Even if the handball doesn't get exactly where they want it to, they got the numbers there, they got the pressure and the teamwork to get it out of that situation. To the leading up player, nice work there by Ethan Smith with that leading up kick, and good lead out by Saint to take the mark. Oh, not Saint, sorry, that was Russell again.
Yeah.
Number 1.
Yeah, that was all that run there from Ethan Smith. He just took it and blazed away. That was awesome. And obviously Russell knew exactly what it was doing, and he's getting his second shot on goal.
Began his run up early to get that mark, so now he gets that chance to kick another goal. Broadview were the first two of the afternoon, and both of them coming to the way of Kobe Russell. Well done to him. The 12th for him of the season, and yeah, I really like that play here just on the edge of the centre box. They didn't get the mark by the ruckman, but as soon as it hit the ground, even though Sacred Heart got their first hand to it, they really pressured him well and got that turnover with the numbers just helping out to, I say defence even though it's in their forward half. They just were there just to not let the ball get out, and then thanks to Ethan Smith running down the wing, found him, and a clean kick straight to Russell, who's the most dangerous player on the field at the moment.
Yeah, I just love that their defence didn't get rattled. It was, in there for about, 30 or 40 seconds, didn't let the shot get a score out of it, and then just turned it over, kick to goal. That's exactly how they'd be wanting to play. And they go again now. The kick comes out from Reed, sends it long, just bounces in front of the pack. The punch comes from behind from the Sacred Heart defence. But Broadview, they're just absolutely on the attack now. This start to the game's giving them a bit of confidence here, I think. They're just see ball, get ball at the moment, Broadview. They've got it inside their 50 yet again. Can they score from it? Tap came down, goes to the advantage of Sacred Heart. We run out now by Rankin. He's under chase, but he sends it long. Got a one-on-one there with Colotto. Colotto couldn't quite take the mark. Broadview do well to bring it to ground. Should be a stoppage here now, but good metres gained here for Sacred Heart, and there will be a stoppage just at the top of their 50.
We've seen a few stoppages in dangerous positions for Sacred Heart, but they haven't been able to capitalise yet. Broadview done well to just not let them get the ball in those dangerous positions of the ground. You see they got 3 players forward of the ball, all on one-on-one situations that I want to get it to. But it's just repeat stoppages, not letting him out, not letting him get that kick forward. Broadview at the moment. Tapped nicely though to Rankin, but again wrapped up immediately. Rankin been very good for them this season so far. 3 out of 4 in the best players, so 3 out of the 4 rounds he's been in the best, and he's been busy early but couldn't get capitalised there. Nice mark though by Scannell again. Tips it forward but intercepted, nicely read by the Broadview defender, and that kick is centimetre perfect towards the wing, towards Alex Day. Doesn't take the mark but follows up nicely to the leading player. Gets the ball there to Russell. Russell handballs it wide. Trying to get the ball forward, but now just bobbling backwards, so they're going to have to reset here, I think. Finds the ruckman who gets it to a player who can snap it into the 50. Big fly and good catch there. Very nice by Sean Tapp, one of the premier defenders of the competition. We know how good he is, and again just showing his worth with that, reading the ball nicely, coming over to almost a goal-saving mark. As they counter-attack fast now. Again on the wing. They do well just to force the handball to no one in particular and clean up nicely to Sacred Heart, but it does bubble over for a boundary.
They just look very under pressure every time they've got the ball, Sacred Heart, and just tend to be making those mistakes. So really good pressure being put on by Broadview at the moment. That's where we said at the start of the game, if they can get Sacred Heart under pressure early, they can really get on top. So we're on the centre wing now. It's going to be wrapped up again. Have a stoppage. Pretty much right in the centre, but on that far wing. So no real advantage for either team now. Right taps go up. Got up nice and high. Did Reed. Just couldn't hit one of his midfielders. Out the back where the kick was Hartshorn. But Broadview, they're just at the front of the contest every time, doing really well. They've got to do it the hard way now, Sacred Heart. The Nudo got pushed down after he disposed of it, so the free kick will go to LeCornu. He plays on straight away. Colotto's there, and was almost a little bit of a mix-up in communication there, but the mark in the end went to the man in front, who was also his teammate, in Lauby.
Very nice mark there. He had first cracks at it, didn't quite grab it, but kept his eye on it and was able to collect it on the second attempt.
Yeah, that's it. And, him and Colotto were both running out, and I thought, this is going to be a disaster here. They're both going for it, but just dropped nicely for Lauby. He'll have the first real shot at score for Sacred Heart, but doesn't put it through. But Sacred Heart will get their first score of the game. They move it to 1 behind. Broadview 2 goals straight, 12.
First kick in we've seen. They go towards big kick down the line, and again, as soon as Sacred Heart get a little bit of possession, they jump on top of them and force a stoppage or force a turnover, and it's working in their favour so far with restricting their ball movement, which we've seen them win so many games using. That tap just wide and goes out for a boundary forward this time. See the ruckman go at it all day. No ball in the ruck this time for Sacred Heart. Nice tap over the top. They got players around the ball, and just the pressure is again immense from Broadview.
Yeah, that's it. Their midfielders got first hands to that, but they were wrapped up straight away. And same thing again here.
A few repeat stoppages in front of us this time, in front of the new change rooms, club rooms. A lot of history in Broadview Football Club. They're playing around with it on the wing now, just trying to get a little bit of space. They're trying to get the kick away through Lewis, but no luck again. Another stoppage. Basically in the same position we've been for the last 3 minutes.
Going nowhere, Jad.
They won't mind this Broadview though. To be ahead and restricting the play of Sacred Heart, they'll be okay with how it's going so far. That kick now coming the way of Broadview, but just sitting in the hole was Tap, and he does well to get it out of there again, and a bit of a spare man back there which helped them repel that attack. But Broadview do well, and they get a mark on the wing. Looking up the field, he has a few people making a run for him, goes there but just a little bit too late, and the defenders in front, no mark taken. However, they'll take that as they look to progress the ball forward. Big tackle and holding the ball, says the umpire.
Yeah, you could see that coming, but Broadview almost had a chance to get dangerous there. The mark went over Tap's head, and you thought this could be game on again in the Broadview forward line. So lucky to get away with it there, shot. Just having a look now, coming off half back, going to that dangerous wing. Don't tell me it's gone out on the full. I think it has. What did I say about that wing, guys? I'm going to tell you how to play footy, but goodness me. So Broadview in possession now. Just taking their time, just taking stock of this quarter. They've definitely been on top. They go out far as well, but manage to keep it in. Now play on straight inside 50, bang straight away to Johnny Boras. And if there's someone that can be dangerous in front of goal, it's Johnny.
So he's lined up.
Boras with 8 goals this season so far. Captain today.
Kicked 3 last week, I think. So coming off a good spell. He's got a bit of a tight angle, but we'll be kicking from about 30-35 metres out. If you can get this one though, it'll top off a really good start here for Broadview at home. Boras just measured in his run up, sends it in nice and high. The crowd likes it. Does the goal umpire like it? Yes, he does. So Johnny Boras kicks the 3rd goal for Broadview, and they've moved to a nice 3 goals straight, 18. Sacred Heart only 1 point on the board.
Very good start here, dream start for Broadview. They'll be very happy with the way they're going. Last time they met was round 11 last year. They did lose that one at home, so the same venue as we are at today, by 31 points. So a very good start to switch up and have a big first quarter. Goes a long way to winning.
Yeah, absolutely, and just give them a lot of confidence. You know, just keep pushing through every quarter, knowing that they can start like this, they can play like that for the rest of the game.
Ball back in the middle, nice fly by the ruckman, but just couldn't get his hand to it. Broadview have a few numbers there, which the handballs are very clean, which gets the kick forward. Bobbing around, taps there, just bounces past him, going forward again. Big tackle from behind, fairly, and very nice holding the ball effort there. Always a clean tackle is always a good sight to see, and that's exactly what it was. Have a player free on the wing, so goes that way towards Norb. Forward now. Puts his hands up, sun got in his eyes, I believe, and it just goes out for a stoppage there. Unlucky to Ned Brooks there, captain for today for Sacred Heart. Just couldn't take the mark in that situation, but they had to have a stoppage in a dangerous position. I know it's I've said earlier that they've had a lot of stoppages here and not been able to capitalise with it, but it's better to have them than not. So again, Broadview clear it, but they have the player there in Brinkworth ready to repel it back in for a repeat inside 50. And the 25-metre penalty goes the way of McDermott after the player of the mark just infringed a little bit too close there, got a bit excited trying to stop him progressing.
Yeah, a bit unlucky there, but umpire saw it straight away and called it.
Doesn't look like he's going to have a shot, just puts it in the hot spot. Big fly from the back from the defender, no mark taken. Wants to get it out of this dangerous area now. The handball's not quite finding the target, so gives the ball back to Shock, who handballing around looking for a snap. Strong tackle. High, says the umpire. Desperately trying to stop him getting that snap away. Catches him a little bit too high, and Shock will have probably their only second shot at goal, I think, going away of McAuliffe.
Yeah, just a bit unlucky there. I was enjoying the defence of Broadview. Just they're playing really attacking brand of defence, but
McAuliffe has that shot, but just out on the full, so not out on the full in this match with McAuliffe's check side just missing everything. So I think out on the full has more possessions than some players out there.
I think it does, and particularly for Sacred Heart at the moment, just looking a bit lost at the moment. Everything they're trying doesn't seem to be working. Broadview playing with a lot of confidence, and as they should be, so they can keep that up. That being said, turnover, great mark taken by Shock. They'll go back inside 50, looking for the mark there. It'll go to Brooks, so on the far side of the ground. Looks like he's taking a shot, but you're going to have to kick it from a fair distance, probably about 35-40 metres. Backing himself at the moment, Brooks needs to get his team with a major on the scoreboard. He'll sit on a single point at the moment, Sacred Heart. Brooks, distance won't be an issue here, but it just does go across the face of goal and it'll be out of bounds. So kicked one over to the left hand side, kicked one over to the right hand side, nothing to show for it. So stoppage now, still deep in the Sacred Heart 50, but great movement in there from O'Leary for Broadview. Just great hands, popped it out the back. Handball went a bit too far for Wilson.
High tackle.
Too high. I think that was against Wilson, and 25 metre over the mark. So as we said, umpire appreciation round, you've got to listen to the umpire. When he tells you where the mark is, you've got to make sure you're there.
Yeah, and I like the consistency too. It happened earlier straight away without a warning, and now again, so they know what to expect now. They're going forward now, Broadview trying to just get it forward any ways possible, dribbling along the floor, taps there and a few others just to clean it up if they can. Just couldn't pick it up cleanly, so it does get pressured to just kick it forward. There's Brooks again, does well to take a mark this time. Onto his right, into the pocket, over the top of everyone, the ball still bobbing around, can it beat the boundary line, keeps it in, just slides up and will be a boundary throw in again in very deep inside the forward 50. That slide was a little bit dangerous, but was okay just to cause enough pressure to get it over the ball, over the boundary line.
A few of the Sacred Heart players I think were asking the question about taking the legs out, but it would just be a throw in.
The ball comes in now, tapped down nicely by the ruckman, looking for a bit of space to shoot. but it's going to be rushed behind for a point there. So well done again by Broadview. The defence has really stood up, keeping Sacred Heart goalless in the first quarter with 20 minutes played is pretty impressive.
Yeah, it is, and well, now Broadview just helping them out by giving them a rush behind as well.
Yes.
Obviously just thought they needed a bit more on the scoreboard. They'll take their time now on the kick out. Nice and long, coming outside 50. No mark taken, however. Pushed out to the far flank. Be a nice throw in, so good result really for Broadview. So right near that light post on the far side. Umpire throws it in. Colotto in the ruck now. That's a perfect tap down to Rankin. Again, that pressure from Broadview through the midfield is so intense. They just can't get anywhere with it. Another tackle. And there was just no chance it was getting out of there, Jad.
Yeah, it's locked up there, and like I've been saying, Broadview won't be too upset with this, not letting Sacred Heart's dangerous running play come into effect yet. We've watched them before together, and they were really impressive in their attacking forward half with their movement and goals, but they will have a shot here, but instead he goes for a pass. There's a few players wanting him to shoot, but he just went for that chip kick inside 50, and really to no success there, and it's going to be another stoppage right where it started.
Yeah, just not the right decision again, and that's just that pressure of, they haven't got a goal, they're desperate to get a goal, and sometimes you can just get a bit all in your head and you kick and it's not where you wanted it at all.
Correct, and now there's another free kick on the way of Shock, so a repeat inside 50 coming now. A few players making a darting runs, trying to get the ball towards them, but that kick again, just wrong decision making, went straight to the Broadview player who was waiting there to try and intercept it, and that's exactly what they allowed him to do. They're getting a few repeat inside 50s here, locking it inside that dangerous part of the ground. They just need to make the most of it to try and get that goal that they've been looking for. Does well there to clear it all the way with Kay, and it dribbles towards the bench and through the interchange gates.
Yeah, that'll be a free kick. Last touch there, but again, just that pressure from the Broadview defence, and here it comes again, that massive punch from behind. Working real hard in defence, and it's definitely paying off.
Yeah, they're working hard, and that punch, I don't mind it in nearly 24 minutes played in the first quarter when you're up this much. I don't mind just anything you can just to get it out of there. They're looking now again, Shock, for those repeat 50s. They do get the tripping now. Advantage played. Looking for a mark, but in front is the Broadview defender. Couldn't take it. Trying to find a clean possession to get the kick away. Goes backwards, but again, just pressure is on top by Broadview. Really top class pressure. And as soon as he got the ball in that area was McDermott. He was wrapped up immediately, forced the stoppage inside the 50. There's been so many stoppages inside Shock's 50. That's where Dartfish Stats comes in handy to have a look at that stat after the match, because every time they go forward I feel like they're getting stoppages and not really getting any benefit from them.
Yeah, and that's it. They tried to break away again, their Shock through McAuliffe, and he was just wrapped up straight away. The tackling, I'd love to see the tackle stats for this game, because Broadview's tackle rate is up there.
The snap comes now, but just a rushed snap. Nearly goes out for a behind, but marked on the line before it goes out for a behind. Plays on quickly, looking for a centering ball. Is paid a mark, or he has to go back. Looks like he's going to have to go back because he played on a little bit too quickly.
Up. No.
Yeah, everyone was still just in their wrong position. So this is Carlotta now, I believe.
Yeah, that's Colotto.
Yes, a little bit far for me. Lucky Beck got the binoculars. Carlotto now looking for the first goal. Will be a captain's goal, or a coach's goal, I should say, as he looks for the check side. Sails it through. So first goal of the game, going the way of Alex Carlotto. So a big coach's goal to him, and we know how good he is as well. Lots of goals, 7 goals this year, make it 8 now. And, really needed that one after all their hard work, and they locked it in that 50 for a good 5 minutes.
Yeah, like you said, just those repeat entries are finally starting to get some, repeat movement in there, get their forwards to start, running their leading patterns that they wanted to do, because Broadview had just really been suffocating them. But yeah, like you said, those repeat entries just kept going in, and then there's no one better hands to get it into than Carlotto, who's a great leader. He's the coach. You just needed someone to go back and kick the goal.
Correct, and a good finish by the big man on the tight angle. Noble gets the clearance. The ruckman doing their own clearance now. Again, looking to get another inside 50 here. Nicely kicked immediately as soon as he got the ball to a dangerous position. No mark taken, but they're looking for the snap now. Spun out of trouble was Fox, but tackled as well immediately. And it's a free kick going away of Broadview, getting reward for their pressure there with the holding the ball, I believe.
Yeah, Broadview just need to settle here. You can sort of see that Shock are starting to get that run on, starting to break away there. You can see they got that clearance. And you can see Broadview are trying to do it now, but they've just got to settle this down and hold possession, hold on to that lead. A nice kick, goes very long. Bam, Reed comes out from the back, just getting some airtime.
Yeah, he's done that a few
With
times.
a young ruckman, I believe it's his A-grade debut today, so obviously a young player from the club, and he's getting some serious air at the stoppages. Goes up now against Noble, really experienced player. Ball stolen through the middle there, well done by Jackson. We talked about him at the start of the game. He steals the ball, launches it in. They go inside 50 now, been a bit of a drought inside 50, so to speak. O'Leary picks it up, he'll kick it through. Can he get another goal? No, right on the line, that's a mark though. Right on the stroke of quarter time. Looks like they've taken a mark in the goal square. The umpire's just having a look at the moment, but if they get a shot, it should go to Ralph. Oh, but it was touched. It must have been touched off the
Marked over the
boot,
line.
or touched in the contest.
I think it maybe marked over the line. I'm not too sure, but
Oh, well, it's an umpire signal to behind, so after a bit of confusion there, Broadview will move to 3-1 at quarter time to Sacred Heart 1-2.
And as you said, a little bit of no sense of theatre from the umpire there. The whole crowd wanted him to have a shot after the siren to get that one, but if that's the right call, then that's what it'll be. So 3-1, as you mentioned, that was their first behind of the quarter, but very well done by Broadview. They got the first 3 goals of the game, came out flying, really defended desperately and defended really well against this dangerous Shock outfit. We'll come back after the break with the second quarter with Filming Footy.
to Broadview Oval. We are at quarter time of the Division 1 men's match, round 5 between Broadview and Sacred Heart. And at quarter time, Broadview have an 11-point lead. They are 3 goals, 1-9-10 to Sacred Heart, 1 goal, 2-8. I am Beck Northcott, and joining me today is Jad Gosson. Jad, we saw a pretty tight first quarter there from Broadview.
Yeah, it was very well done by Broadview, very professional quarter. They got the goals early and then were very difficult to score against as well. Their defence standing up and a lot of pressure, not just by the defenders but everyone helping out around the ground with big tackles and not letting Sacred Heart breathe. We see they're ready to go, and Sacred Heart just taking a few extra moments to lay out the plan. Maybe they didn't expect to start from Broadview, but yeah, they've been very good so far.
Yeah, I'd say they probably weren't expecting the real fire that Broadview came out with, and I like what you said there. Broadview have gone straight out there ready to go. They want to carry on, from where they left off in that first quarter, and they started so well, and I talked about it many times in that quarter, but just the pressure was so intense.
Yeah, you're right. And as for Shock, they had a good few moments late in the first quarter. They had about 5-10 minutes where they were in their 50 a lot of repeat 50s and blocking them down there. And got 1 goal as a reward for that, but they want to do a lot more of that and score a lot more if they want to get back into this one. We're underway now. Same ruckman as earlier, Reid and Noble. Nice tackle and he's holding the ball. To go on the way of Broadview now. Goes a little bit wide, just can't find the target, so it's got to keep rolling around and keep bouncing towards the boundary line. Eventually it looks like it does go over the boundary line. So a stoppage on the wing. Last manual actually, looks like it was soccer kicked out, so Shock quickly play on from that. The switch is a little bit on if they want to, so they do make their way that way now with Sanderson. Takes his time to get out of there, Sanderson, so they're just going backwards a little bit. That kick, low and hard, just couldn't take the mark. It's going to be a free kick, though just caught him a bit high in his attempts to stop him marking it. More now. Long down the line. No mark taken, so they're going to just fight over this one and go again another boundary throw, and this time the opposite side of the wing.
Look, you think everyone would have learned from the first quarter about not playing on that far wing, but they're still doing it.
Yeah, exactly.
They've seen a lot of the boundary there, but the throwing comes now. Reid getting some good height against Noble, and the midfielder's able to get their hands on it, so we'll have another stoppage. We're still trapped on that far wing, so umpire will just sort it out now. So Reid and Noble will go at it again. This time Noble gets first hands to it, trying to get it down the direction of Moore. The handball will come out the back, dropped just in front of Lowby. Let's try and push it forward now. Again, that defensive pressure from Broadview comes really tight, really hot defence at the moment. Just leaving them with no space. You can see every time they got it, just all comes in. Deep in the Shock 50 now. Can they get a score out of here? So many numbers around the ball. Quick kick comes out. Trying to see who that was. It was Benudo, but just be a behind to Shock, but they were at least able to get it in their forward line nice and early and try and make something happen. Yeah,
exactly. Got the ball in a dangerous small forward's hands, which is usually what they're looking for when they get a stoppage inside 50. We haven't seen them have too much advantage from those stoppage situations, so if they can continue to have shots of goal from those situations, they've got a lot of stoppages inside their 50, so Broadview now looking to bring it out. The kick just falls short, but he can compose and get it forward nevertheless. Towards Reid, big fly, but couldn't take the mark. He's good in the air, but couldn't mark on that occasion. But have to do a little bit the hard way. They've got to play out here. Just bounces in front of him again. A little bit unlucky with the bounces, as he was almost in space, not much people around him. But again, his teammates are working hard and running hard, helping him out towards Flanagan. into the 50 now. No mark and a big tackle results in a stoppage. We haven't seen too many stoppages inside Broadview zone 50, so it'll be interesting to see what happens from here.
Yeah, you'd assume they'd have a setup here of how they'd try and score from a in 50 stoppage. And Ruck's just giving each other a bit of a cuddle there. That won't be 15. Broadview, look for a target inside 50, and as you said, Jad, that was a beautiful kick straight into the hands of the forward who just got himself on his home Elex day.
Yeah, good vision. He didn't rush. He had the composure, saw his teammate out wide in a better position and just passed it there. You know, sometimes you do get in that position, you just want to bomb it into the hot spot, but he saw his teammate out and wide and just chipped it towards him.
That's it, and probably the difference to what we saw down the other end where it all looked a bit frantic. It just lowered the eyes, got the kick to Day, so Day will line it up. It started right, went left though and went straight through the middle, so Elex Day, he gets the first goal of the quarter for Broadview. They move it to 4-1. Just, you know, really kicking ahead of Shock here on 1-3.
Yeah, and we always talk in footy about taking the chances and good goal kicking accuracy. We could see that already having a little bit of effect with 4-1 to 1-3. I know one of them was a rush behind for Shock, but it still just shows that when you get your chances like that, make the most of it and really put that score with pressure on.
Yeah, and just like we said, great vision not to just try and, like you said, bomb it to the hot spot or go for goal. It's lowered the eyes, found Day there, got, you know, a high percentage shot straight through the middle.
Another, trying to look for a bit of space there, but again, just nice pressure from everyone, and it's going to be a repeat stoppage just outside the centre circle. Reed again, he looks lively around the stoppage against a good ruckman in Noble. He won the Archie Songs last time we watched him, so very good player as we know, and in his league debut it's a tough task for Reed, but he's held up well. He's going to have to do a lot of rocking with the pressure that's involved today, a lot of stoppages, but the ball finally finds its way forward into the 50 for Shock. Needs a kind bounce, goes a little bit higher than he expected to, and the punch coming from the defender, but they find a kick away and find a shot. Beautifully taken there by McAuliffe, gets his first for the day, and well played there to get the ball. A few quick handballs to the centre of the 50 to their player running from the back was McAuliffe, and he scores a goal. Again, another big goal scorer for them, 8 for the year, and adds 1 today. And being in the best player 2 out of 4 rounds, so always a dangerous player, and when you get him loose like that inside 50, finishes nicely.
Yeah, well, they definitely needed that one, and again, it's one of the players we know well from Shock and McAuliffe, the other goal obviously coming through Colotto, so more experienced players stepping up here and just supporting the team, but it'll be interesting to see how Broadview respond here. They held Shock to a goal last quarter, as Moore gets a nice clearing kick. Looking inside 50, they were there for Brooks. Brooks has been up and around it, just hasn't been able to find a goal so far for Shock. Maybe this will give them a little bit of a lift here. Stoppage, about 70 metres out from the Sacred Heart goal. And still see Broadview just trying to bustle through now. Darcy Glius was at the front of the pack. Back inside 50 now for Shock, for Colotto again. Try and mop it up now in defence will Broadview. Kick comes out but only goes as far as Rankin. Goes to play on. Oh, has a few false starts here, Rankin. This time he kicks true. Oh, he had options coming at him, no mark taken though. So we're getting a bit frantic here now. Did he dive on the ball? Umpire says no. Obviously a stoppage. Again, as we've mentioned a few times, it's umpire appreciation round, and we appreciate what they do and how they go about it. Quick kick out from the stoppage of Broadview, but great hand from Moore. He played on too soon, and he's done for holding the ball. Umpire said, you played on, you got caught, and that's what happens.
Yeah, he did take a quick step sideways, so I think he did want to play on, then kind of change his mind, but it was too late there and then got wrapped up. Now Broadview attacking their own right, a bit of a counter-attack I'd say. Gets caught a little bit high to play on. the ball just bobbling around and looking to go forward, but nicely cleaned up there by the Shock defence. They've cleaned up around the ground with their kicking and their defending. Finds a mark now on the wing as well. Non-nice kick to the advantage of the player. That kick though misses everyone, but nicely done just to break the tackle and keep the ball alive in their own way. Going a little bit wide now. Taps there with a quick handball. Finds Kerish. Chips it in the forward 50. No mark taken. And a big tackle again, wrapped up nicely, holding the ball to Broadview.
Yeah, there's that desperation in defence again from Broadview. Able to just wrap up spots there from Shock.
They play on quickly, but nicely intercepted there, and it's going to be another infringement to Broadview. So a few free kicks giving away Shock, a little bit indisciplined, a bit unlucky, but Broadview won't mind as they progress the ball forward towards the wing. Big pack forming, taps there, just goes over his head as they do well again with the handball. Shock, I've liked their game in this quarter with the handballs, just finding their teammates in better positions. Big fly and mark there by Lecornu. Spins around quickly to the leading player and nicely taken with that mark. Carlotto now gets that mark on about 40. He's going to have to kick about 50 metres out.
He's warming up for it.
So he's confident, he wants to go for himself. And I like that from Lecornu. He marked it on the... And again, didn't look to go long, deep, and just found a nice chipping ball into the 50. Has a shot now, again, drifts from left to right, and drifts in!
Carlotto, thank you very much. And that hamstring warm-up he did there did him a world of good, because he's launched it straight through the big sticks, and as he did in the first quarter, when they need someone to step up and lead this team, Carlotto does it again.
Yes, correct. He backed himself in, he knew he could do it, and again just drifts from one side to the other and goes in. And we've seen him kick a check side from the pocket and now an outside 50 goal basically, so he can do it all, Carlotto, and we're proving his worth now with two very important goals to Shock.
Yeah, so that lead just being squeezed a bit now. Broadview still in the lead, 4-1, but Shock creeping up now, 3-3, another goal, and they'll be ahead for the first time in this game. But Broadview says, I don't think so. Reed, nice clearing kick, roving around it with Hill, and Hill earns the free kick. Looks to play on, got forwards galore. Oh, and almost marked there, but it turned into a free kick and a bit of a hard hit. Just taking a minute to get up there. Is a forward, and that's Boris. So had a nice strong lead there, was just infringed against. Almost looked like he was going to take the mark.
Yeah, exactly. Nearly took it anyways, but Boris already has one today, so we want to add to that one.
Yeah, and speaking of players stepping up, we saw it at the other end of the ground with Carlotto, and Boris is one of the players you would expect to step up from Broadview, so he's decided he needs to one-up Carlotto. He's got one goal, Carlotto's got two, so Boris says it's my turn now. He's probably going to kick this about 35 metres, not much of an angle, but it's just drifted off very much to the right, so it'll just be a behind to Broadview. They'll move to 4-2, still in front of Shock on 3-3.
Yeah, vice captain Boris, but acting captain today, just couldn't capitalise on that mark. Maybe a little bit sore still from the incident which he got the free kick from, but big kick down the guards, big fly from the back, no mark taken, but Broadview just set up nicely to repel, but they do well, Shock, to get the ball forward. It's a bit of a running race now between a few of the players. Fox now dribbles nicely, bounces nicely for him, trying to pick it up and have a shot. Just couldn't, but is tackled off the ball, so play on an advantage, and now he does kick. That goal was Fox, so had to run about 50-55 metres for him to get rewarded for that goal in the end. Did well to nearly corral the ball, nearly pick it up, but didn't give up his spot and used his body well to shield the ball, and ended up getting the free kick, which he took advantage of, and then kicked the goal.
He did. He almost did it the hard way. Had a few little fumbles there. Nearly got caught. Won the free for holding, but decided to play on anyway. But well, we're looking at a bit of an opposite of the first quarter here. Shock have kicked 3 in this second quarter to Broadview's 1, which is the exact opposite of the first quarter.
And they've hit the front as well, Shock, just by 1 point so far, with the lead change coming.
Yep, so Shock in the lead for the first time. Can they hold on to it or build on it is the question here. Handball comes out the back. You're going to get a nice clearance immediately. Comes across to McDermott. Bounces in front of him, just takes his time to settle the kick. Great defensive effort there. Colotto gets the handball out. Stripped of it. Umpire says play on. Colotto again was involved. Got the handball to the goal kicker and Fox. Umpire says I'll have it.
Fox involved again. He liked that feeling. He's trying to do more of that. So Shock now well on top, I'd say, in the last few minutes with how they've been playing and just look a little bit more confident around the ground, hitting their targets more, making the most of their inside 50s, which we saw they didn't really do in the first quarter. So again, looking to go forward, but they've got a few players back. The kick just down the line nearly dribbles out, and now it does, so it's going to be a last possession rule going the way of Shock, trying to get those repeat inside 50s, which have been crucial for them getting back into it. Finds Terrace now. He's a good user of the ball, so just taking his time to assess the options. Swings round onto his left and kind of goes back inside, so looking for someone, but they're set up nicely behind the ball. Broadview just to get out of danger. Nice smother by Shock there. The pressure's up by them as well. And the kick from the Tigers player, just not finding anyone. Holding the ball there, so free kick on the way of Broadview now. Finds Reed. Just couldn't take the mark, Reed. But he does well to follow up with that tap to the player to the advantage of his teammate. They go wide and immediately play on now. Fast play by them, got a one-on-one just outside the 50 metres. The bounce favouring the Shock defender now as he looks down the wing and goes towards Lecornu. But no luck for him as Broadview do well to get out of that situation. Karish is there and a few others. Big punch. And he follows up nicely with that ball into the forward line, but there's no one there, so Broadview mark it. I thought they'll slow down a little bit, take the heat out of the game, but they play on immediately and running and gunning, running and handballing through the guts, looking for a big mark there. Nicely done. It spins around now into the 50, 2-on-1 and just in front of the Shock defender, but no mark, and good pressure again by Broadview to keep the ball alive as it bobbles around just outside the 50, looking for an inside 50, numbers around the ball. Eventually it is a free kick. So they will get the inside 50 through the free kick to Boras. Plays on quickly again and finds his teammate before the defenders could really set up behind the ball.
Yeah, very smart there. As soon as he knew the free kick was there, just picked it up and went. He knew he was set up in the right spot, so just got it going.
Smart kick, and Broadview will have a shot at goal, much needed shot at goal. They want to make the most of this one.
Looks like it's Miles Heron there on the far side of the 50.
Has a shot now coming in, and he does. Nicely taken goal, and a much needed one going the way of Broadview Tigers. They hit back at the front and get the lead back.
They sure do. So Campbell Maharan there, just nice mark, finish it off with a goal, and smart play from Johnny Boras just to see that his forwards were ready to go, picked up that free kick and played on.
17 and a half minutes played here in the second quarter, and we've got a tight contest on our hands. We saw the first quarter fast start by Broadview getting out the first 3 goals, and then they've slowly worked their way back into this one. Shock, but good to see from Broadview that even though when they lost the lead they didn't give up, and obviously still showed that they're in it, and gets the goal back with some nice just honest tough footy to get that goal.
So interesting to see what happens as we finish off this first half here at Broadview. Reed got the tap for Broadview but couldn't get it down to his midfielders. Kerish seeing a lot more of the ball now and it shows with Shock getting a lot more of the advantage. Inside their 50 now, Brooks is looking for it. Umpire's blowing the whistle. Here comes a free kick going the way of the Tigers. They will once again be on that far side of the ground and probably looking long down the line. No switch really available. So, nice long kick. Hugging the boundary. It'll be touched over the line, so smart kick really. Just get some distance out there, work it to the stoppage.
The tap was in front there. It's amazing how much you see him in front when he's the defender, but he really reads the play well and one of the best defenders in the comp, I'd say.
Yeah, absolutely. It was still on that far boundary line. Broadview coming out with it, but great smother. It came from Lauby. The one-on-one with Cornu, and just give him that little bit of space to get in front of his player, and he's going to mark that every time. He's a really smart forward. Cornu knows how to use his body and just took it there right on front of, right on his chest, and there was no chance for a punch to come through from the defender.
3 goals last week and 10 goals in total in this season so far. So definitely knows how to find the goals, and he'll have a shot now from about 35, I'd say.
Yeah, he's got a nice long run up for Cornu. Going to kick it from, say, about 40 metres. Looks alright off the boot, and his players think so as well. So, big Darcy LeCornu gets his first of the game, and maybe this will fire something up in Darcy, because you know he can kick bags of goals, but he's also put Shock back in front for the second time in this game. 5 goals, 3 just getting in front of Broadview, 5 goals too.
Correct, good movement by him in the forward line just to have that little bit of space to find the goal. And a bit quiet in the first quarter, didn't really call his name much, but this quarter he's pushed up the ground, got involved with the play a bit higher up the field, and then when he's needed to, he does his forward work in the forward line with that goal coming.
Yeah, and I think that's the thing about Sacred Heart. They have got a few forwards down there who can get going. It doesn't always have to be Colotto, it could be Brooks. You know, they've got many options down there, and LeCornu's just popped up and made himself an option. Correct,
yeah. I was looking at a few times they versed each other last year. Round 2 they played each other, so a long time ago now, but Colotto got 4 that day, McCarthy 4, and had 2 other players get 2 or 3, so a lot of goals, and Lorb and got 4 last time they played in round 11, so look out for him to get involved. We saw him have a shot already early, but he definitely knows how to get goals against Broadview, so look out for that one. But yeah, you're right, they have a lot of options up forward that can kick bags, and they go again forward. LeCornu's there, just couldn't take the mark this time, bounces right in front of him. Does well to follow up his own work though. Nice work to try and get the ball off the floor by the big man, but eventually wrapped up, and it will be a stoppage just outside the 50 for Shock, trying to extend their lead now that they have it. Noble taps it nicely to the advantage of his running midfielders, finding a little bit of room now to have a shot, spinning and just goes wide. Looks like it was going in a few times, and that the ball is spinning all over the place, but eventually just to behind, and a bit of relief there for Broadview. Would have been a bit of a killer to score immediately from the centre stoppage, so they can try and set up now and get out that danger zone.
Well, they increased their lead to 2 points with that behind shot. Broadview just going to take their time with this kick out, make sure they can hit a target, because they do not want another repeat entry here from Shock. It looks like they've just started to find their pace at the moment. Shock really getting started. The kick comes short to Smith. He's been lively early for the Tigers. I've enjoyed his game. Real hard runner through the middle. Runs it down the wing, goes nice and long. He's looking for Reed, but just couldn't quite get his hands up there. And great defensive mark taken by Luke Dewhurst for Shock. Finds a nice target straight away in McDermott. Just working towards the corridor. McDermott goes back out wide. That was a great kick. It was for Brooks. Oh, and here they come. They're starting to get classy now. Shock. Kick came in from Parrish, goes over everyone's head, and it'll be rushed across again by Broadview. So the lead trickles out to 3 points now with that rush behind in favour of Shock.
Very well done there by Kerrish. Spun out of trouble once or twice, and really good footwork to find the ball to go forward. And I think it was his kick that nearly dribbled in. The soccer kick came late, I think, for a bit of a rush behind, but really well done by him. We know how good he is as well. The kick straight down the middle from that kick in, it's always risky to do, but when there's someone on and ready to mark it, why not? And that's what they do. But this kick here is the second kick that they sometimes struggling with. Towards Reed, the ruckman, nice mark there. Seen him on a few occasions fly, but no luck, so gets the mark this time as they progress down the wing, over the top of the pack. Nicely done, handballs quickly to the running player, into the forward line now. Claims the mark and given as a high anyway, so it's either a mark or free kick, but in the end he will get the shot.
I think he got a bit lucky there, because I reckon that ball hit the ground.
Yeah, I think he gave it a bit of a high after the umpire. He noticed it might have just slipped his arm a bit high and catches him in the head, so free kick on the way of Boras, and he'll have another shot at goal. He has stepped up as the vice captain, captaining the side today, and he's trying his best. He's already had a goal and one that just missed, so he'll have another one now. Gonna have to kick it from about 40. Comes in nicely over the top of everyone, just above the fingertips of the defenders that are standing on the mark or standing on the goal line, and it's goal to Boras with about 2 minutes left.
Yeah, just they're the kind of forwards you need in those clutch moments, you know, whether people thought it was a free or not, you know, there's a lot more to it. You've got to convert it as well, and so Boras did well there to just take it and put it through. We saw him take a shot earlier in the quarter that just drifted so far to the right. He almost missed a lot, but did well there to put it through and give the Tigers back the lead.
Correct, and they did well again on the edge of that forward, on the edge of the middle square. We saw that in the first quarter as well. Didn't take the mark on the first time. This time they did, and played on quickly with a handball to the running player. That's always handy to get those inside 50s in the dangerous areas, and that was good. And now they get another clearance now. Long kick coming there. Sailing through, not quite, just drifts late, and just a bit too low for the defender to, the attacker to mark it. So just by behind they go on the way of McKinnon Collins. Now, not much time left, I'd say, in this quarter, so fast play by Shock to progress it down the wing. Bounce handy, finds Brooks to Noble. Noble, play on. Oh, there's Noble now, so they're trying to get the mark here, get the ball forward. Is Broadview on that occasion having the shot, snapped it around, mark, just the required distance, so very nicely done by Broadview. They looked in trouble with the counter-attack, but composed well. Got the switch of play, which helped them get the ball in their own forward line, and there'll be a shot on the way of Mulherron, who got the goal just earlier.
Yeah, and really smart kick from Elex Day just to hit him on the chest, giving that shot at goal too.
Mulherron now coming in, takes the shot from far away from the player on the mark, and still sinks it nicely.
He gets his second for the quarter. Mulherron did really well there to convert. It was a pretty tight angle, but was kicking on his home ground, so you'd hope he'd done some practice from all spots in the 50. So after looking a bit under the pump early in this quarter, Broadview, they've found that form of early in the first quarter. They now move to 7-3, pushing back ahead of Shock, 5-5, who did hit the lead earlier in the quarter.
Correct. 11 points, I believe, is the margin, or 12 points, but very similar to the quarter time break. So interesting there that after all the play, we're still almost where we were at quarter time. So well done from Broadview to get back into this one after losing the lead a few times. And now Shock trying to get a late goal here just to get that one back. Sails over, and nice communication there. Was going to go fly for it, then got the call from his teammate that he was in a better position, just left it for him to mark it. They're in no rush now to get it out of there, just wanting to kill off the remaining seconds there are, and that long down the line kick will help do that, as Shock trying to get the ball forward and look for a late mark. We saw it go after the siren last time, or nearly actually, it was not given in the end. But they get a kick forward now, and the siren goes in the air, so that is the end of the quarter there. 7-3 plays 5-5 as we go into half time, and yeah, Broadview had that lead at quarter time and lost it a few times, and now retain the lead going into half time.
Yeah, they do get themselves up by a nice 10 points at half time. I think they'll be very happy with that, and I think what they'd be especially happy with is how they were able to get the game back on their terms after Sacred Heart got in front. So just wrapping up the first half here for Broadview, goal scorers goes to Russell, Boras and Mile Heron, who all kicked 2, and a single to Elex Day. And for Sacred Heart, 2 goals to Colotto and singles to McAuliffe, Fox and Lacornu.
Yep, and very interesting half we have played here at Broadview Oval for Dartfish, and another interesting half coming up. We'll be back to you soon with a bit of the analysis, a bit of a preview for the second half, and with all the action on filming footy. Stick with us and we'll be back soon.
we're just getting to the end of half-time here in the round 5 match between Broadview and Sacred Heart. We're in the men's Division 1 today. I'm Beck Northcott and I've been here all day, and so is my partner in crime, Jad Gosson. And Jad, what a game we've seen so far.
Yeah, very good game, high quality football on display here at Broadview Oval. Beautiful weather for footy, and Div 1 footy especially is living up to the hype today with a good quality game, a lot of back and forth. We saw Broadview come out early with their first 3 goals of the game, and then slowly Shock found ways to get back into the game, and then Broadview showed their own fight and got back to this lead of 10 points, which they have now. And yeah, a lot of good tactical battles, the forwards, the defence having good battles all around the ground. The pressure from both teams has been outstanding, so definitely looking forward to the second half. And we've got a good crowd here building, and a good atmosphere for Div 1 footy.
Yes, it is, and I must give a quick shout out to the Broadview Football Club for putting on a bit of hospitality at half time. Very nice. Got a few snacks and a drink in there, and we're sitting up here on the balcony of the brand new club rooms. It's lovely. So we're straight into the second half. The umpire's going to take it back straight away because he almost threw that ball straight to Noble.
Gives us more time to talk about Broadview and how good the facilities here are. So if you haven't came down, if your Broadview is your team, come down and have a look. If your team's versing Broadview one day, it's a good drive up here, and check out the facilities, support the local footy. Now into the forward 50 by Karish. The bounce not finding anyone, bit of a funny kick with a few players looking for a mark. This bounce is way short of anyone there, and Broadview capitalised to get it out of there. Also shout out to Dartfish, our sponsor for today's game. Best stats you can find on Dartfish for the Div 1 games, and as well as finding different replays from all around the country there with stats and analysis. Noble again in the ruck with Reed, been at it all day, been a good battle, as well as Shock playing on the edge of their 50 now, trying to get a clearance into it, trying to find a clean kick, but it's another stoppage.
I just feel a little bit of tension out there early. Both teams just trying to feel their way into the start of this quarter. A little bit of an errant throw up again from the goal umpire, I'd say there. But as we mentioned, we are in umpire appreciation round, so I'd just say maybe the wind took that one.
Noble does well with the ruck tap and finds the midfield to get it out of there. Holding the ball though, just tackled and didn't dispose of it correctly, wasn't call off, so well wrapped up on him. We know how dangerous he is, and Broadview find a big kick down the line, just clearing it out of the danger zone. It's going to be a last possession rule, I believe, or a boundary throw-in actually, so it will be a boundary throw-in right on the wing. You're right, it's been a tense few minutes to start off the third quarter. I always say the first few minutes is like a filling out process. No one wants to concede the first goal early, and and no one wants to be the one that makes a mistake which concedes a quick goal. So definitely a bit of tension in now, and a lot of pressure from both teams, not letting the ball escape as we get a few stoppages in a row now. Looking down the field, everyone's playing one-on-one so far. It looks like Shock got a spare man in their defence, but in terms of going forwards, Broadview just manning up one-on-one at the moment. Carlotto's there, he's looking to make a quick darting run. I can see looking for a quick kick. Noble does well at the ruck, picks it up and just clears it, smashes it forward. Lacornia does well with his clean hands, looking for the running player. Big tackle there, strong tackle but fair as well, so play on, and a lot of stoppage, a lot of congestion. They do find the kick away now, looking for a mark inside 50, but well read by the defender, who just chips it forward and finds that relieving mark to shore up the defence and get it out of the 50. Nice play there by Manning, who just finds the kick to switch the play. Goes towards the wing now. No mark by Reed, but progresses the ball forward nonetheless. Running down the wing now with that long kick just on the edge of the 50. Big fly, big mark! Nice specky there, right on the 50-metre logo in front of the scoreboard there by the Boras, I believe.
Yes, it was, and we might have to have a look at that later in the Bianco Mark of the Week. I think that will be a good nomination from Johnny Boras of Broadview.
100%. Remember to check out Between the Post show for that one, as he'll probably get nominated for the Bianco Mark of the Week. Maybe a $100 voucher going his way, as Boras would want to get the kick now and want to get the goal. Big kick, won't make the distance, flying from everywhere. Big punch from behind is the defender there. Karish spinning out of trouble again, using his pace to just find a relieving mark by Scannell. He's been good as well, done a few nice things as they go wide to Lorb.
Sure, you can see it under pressure though. You can see they just can't quite decide what to do with the ball. No one on the mark now, should just play on. They decide to. The kick goes long. It's a 3-on-2. Lecornu came from the back. He ends up with the ball just dropped into his hands. He snaps it around the corner. Ended up being a good decision. Got into the hands of McDermott. Now it's with Darcy Gluyas. He's got Colotto one out, but all the defensive effort from Broadview, they just get it out almost too easily in the end. Speaking of defensive efforts, Gluyas, great spoil on the mark. They've got a chance now to get the snap. Oh my goodness, what a goal. And oh goodness, I might be putting that forward for goal of the week, because coming from the spoil from Gluyas, some top work there from Shock. Just trying to see which player got the snap there, but that was a great goal.
Well done there, and important goal. That one was very nice as well for Broadview. I'm trying to find out who that was.
Oh, Fox, I reckon.
Oh, Fox, okay, cool. Fox with his second for the game, and a very nice goal there. So again, look out for that one on the show with that very nice goal.
Well, I reckon we've nearly seen marking goal of the week in the last 5 minutes. So did very well there. So Shock, can they use this momentum now? Well, they will, because they're back inside forward 50. The goal square's empty, and that is a huge goal. What an absolute goal. And is that Fox again? I reckon it might have been. He's gone back to back. That's just ridiculous. So the first 2 goals of the quarter going the way of Shock, and they are back in front.
Yes, the momentum definitely on their side now. Broadview want to have that pressure and that good defensive movement and action that we saw early in the game. So just to stem the pressure, stem the bleeding. We see they did it earlier as well to get that few goals to get back in front, but big momentum coming in. A few quick goals in a row for Shock.
Yeah, and this is the test here. We saw a similar position in the last quarter as the clearance comes from Noble, sends it straight into the 50s. The inside 50s are coming. Fox is looking up and about for Shock at the moment. Kick comes in from McDermott, straight into the hands of his waiting forward line. This time it's Brooks looking to get involved on the scoreboard. He's out pretty wide on the far side of the 50. You probably have to kick this about 40 metres or so.
Fast clearances from the middle for Shock being the key to getting the last few inside 50s, and another shot coming now by their forward players is always dangerous.
So the shot comes now. Looked alright off the boot, but just drifted to the right and will end up in a rush behind. So good save from Broadview. They'll be happy to get away with that one, because the inside 50s just keep coming at the moment for Shock.
Quick inside 50s from the middle, winning the clearances and getting it in there is always dangerous and hard to defend for the defenders. So lucky to get away with that one, but they want to just shore up that part of the field and get the midfield back to winning it, or those 50-50s, those high pressure midfielders we saw early in the game. They've been getting the ball inside 50 a little bit too easy the last few minutes. They've got the ball now, just trying to escape from their half of the field. Long kick down the line. There's a big pack of players there. Good luck marking that one as it's punched over the top. And now Shock again clean up nicely with that kick. They got 2-on-1 here, but the ball just falling in between all of them, and done well there to use his body nicely. Was Boras, and now running down the wing, chips it wide. but again, just in front of the player with no mark, and the bounce is not the best as it just dribbles and goes out for a boundary throw in.
Did well to keep it in though,
Yeah.
Broadview. Just kept it inside the boundary and will get away with a stoppage inside their forward 50 now. That's probably a great result.
Correct. With the last possession rule, obviously you need to have that little bit of effort still to not just let it go out unnecessarily. So did well there as tap in the ruck now, taps it ironically towards the 50 metres, trying to get it out of there. They do well with to get a bit of space, but it's going to be a free kick, so bringing it back now.
Still bringing me back to tap with the tap. But Broadview now, they want to get back in front here. It's going to be a long range shot on goal, but
Good kick.
my God, the distance is not that's a mark from the back and goal. What is the umpire going to say? He said that's a goal. So that is well done. It's not Boras, is it?
He's coming off a arrest,
I
so we'll
reckon
see
it
who
was.
it is.
I reckon it was Boras again with that mark.
Very
there.
nice though.
Ridiculous stuff. So Broadview, they needed to regain the lead, and they've done just that.
Yeah, Boras with that one, so comes off for a rest after scoring, and well done by him and by Broadview. That I like those kicks when it doesn't quite make the distance, but everyone's aware, everyone's ready. It's frustrating for coaches when the long kick doesn't make the distance, and then the defenders just easily punch it through for a rush behind or take a mark and just doesn't affect anything. But they'll open. They took the nice mark on the goal line and were able to finish off the goal and get back the lead. So a few lead changes today. Very good game we've got on our hands here. Third quarter action is Noble tries to take on his player, just gets caught, and now the turnover. Again inside 50 go. Broadview, a nice mark.
So they're coming, Broadview. The Tigers are coming in hot.
Fergus, I believe, will double check who that was, but nice play there, just clean to get the ball off Noble, and then the lead up play by the attacker just to take that mark. And we'll have a shot now from about 30 out, 35 out, bit of an angle but not too bad. He looks confident in the bright yellow boots. Coming in now, hit the post. Unlucky for him, and a lot of the Broadview fans here really wanting to cheer that one on, but just hit the post there, and will be behind, going the way of the Tigers. They've done well though to remain calm after losing the lead once again, and the composure to make the right decisions on the pressure to get a few shots at goal.
Well, they're still holding the lead, and they might get another inside 50 now. Broadview, diving on top of it. There was Dave. It wasn't a mark, it hit the ground first. So have to do a little bit more work to get the goal here. So Day just picks himself up as the umpire throws up the ball. Noble gets a good tap down, and the clearance will go the way of Shock from that. That pressure of Broadview, it's really stepped up again, wrapped up in the tackle. And at the bottom of the pack for Shot was Brooks. So tap comes down again, Noble gets first hands to it. And his midfielder's ping for holding the ball. Didn't get much time at all. And the 25 metres there. Look, it was a bit unlucky. There's a bit of a fumble on the mark there, but we'll back the umpire in as we always do. Broadview go inside 50 and just stealing it through the front was Ralph.
Haven't called Ralph's name too much, but he's a very good player. I remember him from last season as well. Really dominated a few matches, really been up there for one of the most handy players in this Broadview team, and good to see him get on the end of that mark.
Did well, just sailed in, took in the two hands. No real contest in the end, and Ralph just leans back and puts it through. And look, you don't need to see a lot of it if when you are seeing it, you're just putting through goals.
Exactly, yeah, that's the main thing, and he did his job well with that one. And another option for them up forward, if he can get going, they'll definitely be dangerous and go a long way helping them win this match.
Yes, absolutely. Broadview move to 9 goals for Shock, 7 goals 6. So just pushing out that lead once again, much of what we saw in the second quarter. You know, Shock got it together, got themselves in front. Broadview just really responding here.
Correct, responded well. Shock got 2 quick goals, like straight from scoring, got another one immediately, and then they had a shot for another one. So that was a crucial moment where he didn't quite finish the job. Was Brooks, and since then it's all been all Broadview. But now Shock go forward, trying to respond. Noble's there and a few others, just bounces in front of everyone. Done well to pick it up cleanly, but wrapped up immediately, and good pressure from Broadview to not let the attackers get much room to get a kick away. Captain Noble holding his shoulder a little bit, but he seems okay to continue. Nice tap by him. So again, just wrapped up and another stop. He's holding the ball. Definitely pressure relief there as Broadview get a free kick deep in their own defence, as they can try and now get it out of the danger zone with that kick. Long kick now, there's a few players there. One-handed by tap. Stuck out the hand and just clawed it in, and now quickly plays on down there. There's a few players ready to go, but no mark as they just get wrapped up, and it is holding the ball. This time's on the way of Shock, so good consistency by the umpire, not afraid to call holding the ball if the player just doesn't do much with it, and it's a free kick to Lord. Snaps it in there, big fly, no mark taken, trying to get the quick snap away of Benuto, but done well by Smith again. But handball straight to Karish. Another big strong tackle, you're right, good call, as that tackle caused a turnover, and now Broadview are out the other side. The bounce unlucky for the attacker, but still work to do for the defenders as Tap helps out. He just drifts over to wherever the defence is needed. It was on this side of the wing and now pops up on the other wing to help settle the defenders and get the ball progressing forward through Brooks. Handballs to the running player as they go inside 50 now to the leading player, but just wide and out in the full.
Oh, just a bit unlucky there, Shock. You could see they were almost getting on a little bit of a roll there to go forward, but again the pressure from Broadview just creeps up on you, can force you to make those mistakes. Good punch there from Kerish for Shock, just says nah, it's not coming back out this way. So it does well, great almost attacking action there, I'd say. So have a throw in just outside the Broadview 50, or the Shock 50, sorry. Work out what I'm doing in a second. Oh, a few bodies flying around in there. Umpire says I'll have it, I believe.
Oh, see if he's right.
Yeah.
Looks okay.
So, ruck contest now. Up in there's Collotto. Doesn't so effortlessly, Collotto just stands there and just tends to jump up a little bit. He gets the tap straight into his hands. That's just the experience you want in there at the moment. Again, he just gets the tap right in front of his midfielder, knew exactly where he was running to on the way through. That was great to watch. Doesn't turn into anything though, unfortunately for Shock. We'll try and turn it again, but goodness me, that tap from Collotto, I'm still thinking about it.
Yeah, it was such a good call. It was almost the opposite of the umpire's the commentator's curse. You called him, and then he called it, and then he actually just did it cleanly. So that was nice, and it'll be interesting to see how long he continues in the ruck. Because since he's got there, he's been getting such good taps like that one there, and could dominate in the ruck. So we'll see if he sticks to it. But Noble's there, who's usually the ruckman, just drifting the forward line, but the play just bobbling around now outside the 50.
Right, you just saw Lauby there for Shock, and he could have taken possession, but instead he punched it forward and just gave his team that little bit more distance, kept the ball moving forward. Just very smart play there because he knew he had someone chasing him.
Collotto in the ruck again gets the tap, but this time Broadview do get the clearance off that tap and goes towards the wing, tapped out wide. It'll be another stoppage. So a few stoppages in a row, but the way Carlotto's moving in the ruck, it's dangerous for Broadview to have these clearances as they're winning most of them at this stage. Carlotta versus Ralph in the ruck, a little bit of height difference as well, so they do get the ball again through the tap, but wrapped up cleanly in another stoppage. Will it be on the ball? Yes, it is.
Well, he almost just sat on top of it, and you know, as soon as you're just not moving and not really making an effort to get it out, the umpire's going to ping that every time. So
yeah, they've been consistent with that. Nice mark just on the edge of the 50 there.
that's McAuliffe.
McAuliffe now looking up the field. There's a few options there. Looks like he's down the handball or to pass it. He does eventually pass it just a bit wider, probably about the same distance as he was, but just a way better angle. They play on quickly, looking for Noble.
There we go.
And Noble done well with the lead, and his teammate did well to spot him making that lead. We've seen him playing forward the last few minutes with Carlotto swapping with him, and he'll, if he kicks this one, I think they might make that move permanent, as both have worked extremely well in the last few minutes.
Yeah, clearly a bit of a move there from Carlotto, and you know, give Noble a rest as well, because he's been in there for most of the game, but not really a rest at all because he's making moves in the forward line.
He's going to kick it from about 30 metres, not too much of an angle, so definitely worked it well to have this shot compared to what they had a few minutes earlier. That kick though just wide, and it's a behind for shot, but it was a good idea to move it from outside 50 on a really tight angle to have that shot, but didn't pay off this time. Long kick now. Carlotta's there as well, but just goes over the top of him. Well collected by Karish, who again just loves to spin and use his footwork to get out of trouble. They get the ball forward now. No markers, it bubbles around near the boundary line, and just a little bit of room for them to move, which they get the inside 50 from, but straight to McKillen Collins, who just immediately boots it long and doesn't really go to anyone in particular, just gets it way out of danger. It's going to be last possession rule because of that, and Karish, he's racked up a lot of touches this game, I feel, and that's another thing you can see on the Dartfish, so make sure you check that out with how many touches he got, and especially in this third quarter. You can filter it to quarters, and I'd like to see how much he's got, as he's been killing it, I reckon, this quarter.
It can be done, so it's a 9-point lead to Broadview at the moment. Shot just playing some good possession football here. They look for Carlotto in the middle. He gives off the hand straight away to Rankin. Almost a bit dangerous, but Rankin regains possession and gets it straight into the hands of Brooks. And Brooks has been hanging out on that far side pocket. Hasn't been able to find a major. Maybe this will be his moment. Gonna have a decent look at it, but they did well with their shot, just maintaining possession, picking out those kicks everywhere they went. Brooks, it's a beautiful looking kick, but it's gone to that right hand side and will be out on the full, hit the post.
Yeah, it just drifted wide. He's had a few shots from that angle, so it's
I have to go to the other side.
He's not had a goal yet. He's had a lot of shots on goal, so that could come back to bite them, but again intercepted just outside the 50, and they're looking for another inside 50 from Rankin. Low kick and mark, but no mark. Play on, and it's going to be a stoppage.
Ground.
Rankin been busy as well, got an inside 50 there, and just before he's the one that kicked it to Brooks. Very well done by him too. Nearly slipped over, but kept his composure, broke the tackle, and got that kick to Brooks as they look now to get a snap. Desperate kick away from Broadview, but they have numbers. Rankin's there again, wrapped up nicely. No holding the ball, so it's going to be a stoppage right on the edge of the 50.
Got a bit lucky there, I think, Rankin. If it had been just half a second more, he would have got done, but he played it well. Great tap from Carlotto again. Just the control that he has with his hands is incredible. He just is able to place it exactly in the right spot. Couldn't get the run that time, Benuto, but Carlotto knew exactly where he was. So Carlotto goes up again. Still looking for his midfielders. Bit of a fresh air kick in the middle from Moore. Another stoppage. Haven't moved too far. We're still in the shock 50. About 40 metres out. Carlotto again, just with those hands. With Rankin. Touched off the boot. Just thrown around there in the tackle. Nothing to see here, says the umpire. We'll have a stoppage. We like to see. We're going up again. There's Carlotto with that signature tap down to Moore. Quick comes out off the boot. Got players roaming around. Here comes that defensive effort from Broadview, goes nice and long. Coming through with the punch was Glorious. Broadview just able to enact a quick punch, kicks forward, didn't go too far. It's now with Moore for Shock, hands it off to Rankin. Rankin was looking for Benuto. No one can just get a clean possession at this minute, and we'll end up with a stoppage here. But it's a bit frantic there. No one can get their hands on it, Jack.
Reminds me of the first quarter where Shock had about 10 minutes where they just were in there playing all in their 50 but couldn't score. So it's a bit like that at the moment where all the players been in their half but no score yet to come from it, or not enough as they need. They have the pass now, looking for a mark inside 50, over the back, just couldn't take it. Looking for the rush behind is Broadview. Will they get there? They do eventually. So another behind gone the way of for Shock because of Broadview just rushing it back. And I think they won't mind that the Tigers too much with how the play has been, but they want to make the most of this, giving up that point to really get it out of there and get into their own half. At the moment, there's 2 people just past the halfway line. If it was a soccer match, but that kick, dangerous kick, but sprinted, used all his speed and all his courage to take that mark and get the ball forward. Smith goes for the catch, again gets sandwiched, so it will be a free kick to Smith.
Got rewarded for attacking at Smith.
Exactly, kept his eyes on the ball, got sandwiched in the middle with courage, and because of that got rewarded. The crowd are up and about now, just trying to will their team forward, get them in their first goal in a while as they go forward. Just couldn't get marked by Tap, and they've into the forward 50 for the first time in a while, but looks like it's going to be rebounded through Rankin and a few others doing their job. Brinkworth there with a handball over the top, and it just goes towards the boundary line. It's going to be a boundary throw in right in front of the new grandstand here, the change rooms, the club rooms, very nice facilities, and right in front of all the fans who are willing their team to get forward for the first time in a while and make the most of this counter-attacking. Kick forward by Shock, just trying to get it in a dangerous position. Bodies flying as they try and desperately stop each other from progressing. Reid, in his first game of A grade, does well to keep the ball alive, but they do find a kick forward. Couldn't take the mark, but Shock are just trying to get it forward any way possible. It's a bit messy, like you mentioned, and very frantic last few minutes with Shock desperate to get a goal late in this quarter. 26 minutes played, and just set up nicely behind the ball to get repeat inside 50s. Spins out of trouble, Kerrish, he loves to do that as he goes on his left. Long kick down the line, free player in the forward line, but the defence had time to go back and punch it and keep the ball from the hands of the attacker as they switch play now, running down the wing and gunning it down. Long kick, finding a mark on the wing as a siren sounds for the third quarter.
Wow.
And we can breathe.
No, that was
a few frantic few minutes there.
Quarter, and just I'm feeling a bit for Ned Brooks because that was his chance there to have a moment. Just got outperformed in defence there, and he just hasn't had a chance to put one through the middle today. And you just saw how Broadview run it out, and they could have tried to settle it there, but they kept attacking, kept moving, kept building, and so they've really earned the lead back in this game. They've been challenged a few times by Shock, but every time they've been able to respond, so I think their coach will be very happy with that. Yeah, correct. It's been a hard-fought lead for them to get this one, and even that last moment, as you mentioned, the ball gone to Brooks. He's been unlucky with not scoring yet. He's been trying his hardest as acting captain today. He was free in the goal square for a while. The ball came into him just a bit too high, and they gave time for the defenders to go back and punch it, and kind of sums up their day and almost sums up Shock day with so much attacking in that quarter but not making the most of it, and the desperate defending from Broadview continuing on from the first quarter. We'll come back after a few messages and review the rest of the quarter, and a good game on our hands here in the Adelaide Footy League.
Welcome back to the last quarter of this game. We have a very interesting game on our hands here. Broadview Sacred Hearts, 8-point lead going the way of the home team in the Broadview Tigers, with a lot of momentum switches, a lot of lead switches all game, and really a lot of pressure coming from Shock to try and score, but the defensive Broadview just holding up for now, and with an 8-point lead, it's going to be a very, very interesting quarter coming up back.
Yeah, it is. I think this one's going to come down to the wire. I'm just getting a feeling about how this is going to go. So I think everyone just strap in, because we're going to see some real football in this quarter. And we've seen a great game so far. I've brought it up before, but been so impressed about how Broadview have responded every time they've been challenged. So we're straight into it here for the final quarter. Broadview Oval, first clearance almost going the way of Shock, and Kerrish is in there straight away. Now on the chase is Gluyas. Darcy just picks it up. Great composure there just to send it nice and long, but almost only went as far as the Broadview defence. And they're going to have to step up again here. Broadview wrapped up there was Mackenzie. Shock fans wanted holding the ball, but it wasn't to be. So stoppage already. Well done by Reid. Got the tap through. Was looking for O'Leary. That's a great tackle by O'Leary. Feeling a bit robbed, I think, from that was O'Leary, but they have to go again. Reid sends it down. Kick comes out. Flanagan had hands on it. We still haven't moved too far at all. Another stoppage here. Reid and Noble going at it. All the midfielders going at it. No one's able to break free. Good handball out the back from Gluyas. Got a little bit of space, and the smart little tap on to Moore. Moore has a bit of space. He gets it to Lauby. Lauby's got options, and he finds one straight away. So great kick from Lauby. Had an option just outside the square and was able to hit it straight away, and it goes to Brooks. So maybe he'll get his first goal of the game. He's been looking for one all day. He wastes no time on the run-up. I think he just wants to get one through this time. Brooks. And he finally gets one. So, gets the goal, Ned Brooks, and that is the start that Shock would have been looking for. They get the lead back to 2 points.
Correct. I always like to mention reward for effort, and I think it definitely fits Brooks in that instance. He worked hard all day, had a few shots that just missed or just couldn't get a goal all day, but had been working hard up and down the field, taking marks all over the field and working hard for his team as he's acting captain today, and finally gets rewarded with a goal. So brings the margin down to 2 points. And very close game, like you mentioned. It is going to go down to the wire. Just 2 evenly matched teams in a home ground for Broadview. They're going to be up for it and not give up to the final siren. As we look at the ruck situation, it's a very interesting. Noble back in the ruck. We saw Carlotta in there for large parts of the third quarter. Did very well, but they've gone back to Noble. As Carlotto's up forward helping out. Wow! There, but plays on, handballs it off the back. And now Kerrish goes forward in his own respect in front of Fergus, and McKillen Collins with a great tackle, just not letting him progress. Going to be a stoppage here. Going to be very interesting midfield battle. We've spoken a lot about Kerrish, Moore, Rankin, the Shock ones, but Broadview in their own respect have a lot of good midfielders. If they can step up, it's going to go a long way helping them win this match. We mentioned O'Leary and Flanagan a few times already this quarter, so they've already stepped up a little bit the midfield of Broadview, but we haven't called them as much as we usually do, so if they can have a big last quarter, it's going to go a long way. We can see Kerrish lined up next to Flanagan, O'Leary's there next to Lorb, so a few interesting matchups which could definitely determine the outcome of this match. Two-handed tap there by Noble, finds Moore and Kerrish, so there's the midfield I was talking about. Into the 50 now, over the top, nearly Carlotto, but follows up nicely after he didn't mark it. The player's going there now to support him. Finds Lorb, spins around and kicks it long and high to the danger zone. Big fly and big mark by the defence, so nicely done to him, and gonna look to get it out of there quickly. Plays on towards the wing. It's a bit of 3-on-1, but does well just to even out the numbers, and then eventually the numbers game catches up. The kick just not finding anyone, and Broadview get a little bit lucky there trying to clear it. The pressure's on, and a lot of players now behind the ball trying to get the ball back into the 50 for Shock, wrapped up nicely. So nice tackling again by Broadview. Once again, the Dartfish stats for the tackles is going to be very interesting to see. I feel like Broadview's probably winning it with all their pressure, but in the end, the tackles don't always mean winning games. Sometimes the media are behind a little bit, but in this case, they are in front with a few minutes, in front by a few points in the last quarter. And another stoppage now, just outside the 50.
I just, again, feel a lot of tension in this match. No team wanting to have a goal scored against them now. This is an important part of the match. Who's going to get on top of things here? Players asking some questions here, but it'll be a throw-in. Deep in the 50 now. Ball doesn't go too far at all. So, looking for another goal here to get themselves back in front. Little Sacred Heart. They're still trapped in their 50. Good spot for them. Colotto goes up. Only went as far as heel for Broadview. Oh, umpire said, oh. Could have gone either way there, but it's gone against Kerrish. So Broadview with a chance to clear it out of the Shock 50. Down to that wing. No mark taken. Ball goes over the back. Getting it there was Scannell. Ball's gone out of bounds by the looks. Oh no. Swing tackle. And that's, we got our first card of the game by the looks of things.
It's in the bin.
Against Broadview, which is a bit unfortunate. So they're going to lose one to the bench now. Shock looking to go forward, make use of this change of momentum. And there comes the goal, and there comes the lead, the Sacred Heart, and it comes through Rankin. So Rankin, he's been up and around it all day. I like the things that I've seen from him, and now he's just put a goal on top of that to put his team back in front for the first time this quarter.
Correct, he gets the ball in those dangerous positions, got a lot of inside 50s, and set up a lot of goals for his team, but now gets one for himself. He probably heard us speaking a three-quarter time that the Archie Thongs are up for a grab still for the best player of the game, the best Thongs in the business, the Archie Thongs, and he's got that goal there to help cement his place near the top of that list, possibly win it. And yeah, very well done. It's similar to what we've seen a lot of the game, just locking in that 50, Broadview not being able to escape without a bit of luck or making it messy down the wings, and a lot of repeat inside 50s, but this time they're making them pay.
Yeah, they are, and what happens next is very important because we've seen this before. Shock starting the quarter very well, get themselves in front, and then they've dropped it. So, you know, this has to be the turning point for Sacred Heart here. If they want to win this game, they've got to put on another goal or two now and put that scoreboard pressure on Broadview because they haven't been able to follow through with that in this game.
Correct, yeah, they've hit the lead a few times. This lead of 4 points is probably their biggest lead, to be honest, because they've not been able to kick away once they capitalise on the lead. And Broadview have extended it to 11, 10 and 8 at each quarter break. And now, yeah, like you said, Shock just need to keep their foot on the gas and kick a few goals in a row and kill off this match if possible when they have their momentum, because they couldn't do it in the quarters earlier. That kick out in the full, so Shock will bring it back in towards Gluyas. Dangerous kick, but nicely taken by Moore, who plays on quickly. The handballing now through the middle of the ground. Into the 50, 2-on-2. Fly from the back, Carlotto, no mark taken as they try and get out of there. Through Fergus, taps it, but not very far. Only finds the opposition as the snap comes. Bounces through for a point. Just hits the post. The bounce, it was probably missing, but the bounce did help it go towards the goal a little bit, but still behind there, going the way of Fox. He already has 3, so he definitely has an eye for goal today, nearly kicking a 4th there.
No, he's just looking a bit dangerous at the moment, Fox. You'd hope the Broadview defence has got one eye on him at all times, but it's hard because they've got Colotto down there as well. They've got McAuliffe, they've got goal scorers galore. And there is Fox again, just trying to get involved and turn it over. But they do well to escape the pressure, even for a moment, do the Tigers. Going nice and long, only got a couple of options just outside the 50. Playing from behind is always difficult, so Shock will use their opportunities here. Goes over the head of Fox, tries to follow it up with a tackle, and great pressure. That is great pressure by Sacred Heart coming through Fox and Blueyus. Fox will earn the free kick. Gets it to his teammate McDermott. McDermott, beautiful left foot kick to Colotto. Presented well. Colotto, nice long high kick to a 1-on-1. Great defensive effort from Broadview, but coming from behind is Scannell. Scannell throws it on the boot, and that's a beautiful finish. Lachlan Scannell, he puts on the 3rd goal of the quarter from Sacred Heart, and they are threatening to break through, break ahead. They move to a 10-point lead, their biggest lead of the game.
Well played there by Shock. Colotto just drifted a bit higher on the field than we've seen him previously when he's played forward and set up that goal. Long kick, nearly fell in the lap for the forward, but did well to follow up with it and get the handball and the kick wide to Scannell, who finishes nicely. And yeah, he's done a few nice things as well and gets a goal there. As we go back in the middle of the ground, Noble's still in ruck, so sticking with that for now as the midfield is getting on top with a lot of clearances, and all the stoppages around the ground I feel like favour the way of Shock for this quarter especially. Soccer kicks it away, but it's going to be kicking in danger from Reed, the ruckman, desperate to get it forward, but just a little bit dangerous with that soccer kick. Over the top of everyone to no one in particular. O'Leary does well to compose and kick it down the wing. Finds Hill, who does well to quickly turn around. I like when they do that and just look down the field towards Ralph, but nicely intercepted by Lord. He's been good as well. Seen him kick a lot of goals for this team, 2 last week as well as 4 last time they played Broadview, but he's had a lot more midfield minutes than I can remember last time, as he's been one of the key midfielders and does well to intercept, help out in defence in that occasion. Big pack long down the line and a few players there trying to get out of. Fox is involved again, just trying to progress the ball forward, but a big pack forms. Looks like it's going to be stuck underneath a big pack, and it is going to be a stoppage.
And I have to correct my maths there. It's actually an 11-point lead to Sacred Heart. I did not add on that other point, so apologies to all my former maths teachers who would obviously be listening to this stream. Lacornu just trips over, flicks it out. Could have been a throw, but he did it cleverly. Lauby sends it in long and strong. Plenty of operators coming in from the back, including Colotto. Oh, strong tackling there. Umpire said play on. Shock, they're moving it frantically. They can feel they're just getting the upper hand here. And you can feel them trying to trap it in their 50. It just to me, it feels like Shock know they've got themselves on top here just a little bit.
Yes, not panic sirens yet, but just small sirens for Broadview, not wanting to concede the next one for sure.
No, not at all. So a nice long kick comes, tap coming from behind, just to punch it through, and he's been doing that well all day. Probably, defenders can be a bit underrated, a bit of a thankless task often, but
yeah, for sure.
Tap has done very well. So Tap comes down from Reed in the ruck. Oh, Shock have plenty of numbers, but went through his legs, did Scannell. Trapped behind in the forward line, they were there, Shock, so almost easy defensive chest mark taken by the Broadview defender. Just has a look around. He can't afford to wait too long because he's just going to be confronted by the Sacred Heart defence. Goes long to the pack, and that's not what he would have wanted at all. Great defensive mark, great composure from Shock. They know they've got their nose in front here and they just want to hold it nice and long into the forward line. Coming from behind was Lecornu, and he's just gone a bit too high there and infringed. Again, just a couple of times the forwards have got stuck behind their players from shock, and that's when you can be forced to infringe to make a contest of it. But again, trapped in defence are Broadview, and that defensive turnover is going to come again, and it's from Tap.
Tap, nicely done there. And what I like too about Tap, if he does get the ball, he's a very good kick and always makes good decisions. That time just boots it long and very long. As big fly from the back, Lecornu nearly took it, just couldn't, as it falls down to, looks like going to be a stoppage. Play on, so the ball just bobbling around, and now towards the boundary line it's going to be a boundary thrown instead, as the umpire just let it play a few seconds longer and it just found a way out. Big fly from Lecornu there, and a big patch mark nearly there.
He's looking for his Bianco mark of the week.
Yes, for sure, he doesn't want to take that. As 15-minute play in the last quarter. Shock with the momentum, I'd say. They'll want to at least score one or two more just to lock down that win, but Broadview need to get the next one. Crucial for them to get the next one just to stop the momentum, but also get some confidence to come back into this one. Stoppage again deep inside the forward half for Shock. Trying to clear it out is Broadview, just bobbling around now looking for that. Now the ball comes back inside. Carlotta's there, sticks his arms out but no mark. Good roving there by the small forward to try and get a snap away, and everyone getting involved now, just trying to progress it forward. Gets caught a little bit, but when he's bending down to pick up the ball, so not given, and it's going to be about another stoppage now just on the edge of the 50.
I wasn't sure which way that was going to go. I thought it might have been too high.
Could have been either way there, I reckon, but the ball now inside the 50 is Shock, but no one has real clean possession, as it just a bit of an arm wrestle there to get some clean hands to it. McAuliffe trying to break through tackles just to get a goal, but it's going to be another stoppage now, so probably about 4 or 5 stoppages in a row, just all inside the forward 50 for Shock.
Yeah, just a lot of pressure, very intense. Got to go now, Broadview, coming out of defence. There's Hill, tries to fend off, goes past Reid. Oh, it's just going through legs now, just a few silly little mistakes. A little bit high there, did Hartshorn. Umpire might have just been a bit blindsided there. But that's alright, we are in umpire appreciation round. We love the work that they do. And again, none of us would be here without the umpires, none of the players. We wouldn't be here because there wouldn't be a game.
Yeah, they've been pretty consistent today. They've definitely been calling the same types of free kicks for both teams. Big soccer kick forward.
Oh, there's Russell. He had a great first quarter where he kicked 2 goals and been a bit quiet since then. So maybe he's the man to step back up for Broadview in this last 10 minutes or so. That was probably an interesting kind of disposal, but the umpire says play on. With O'Leary, great smother from McDermott. McDermott follows up his own work. O'Leary tries to stop it out of trouble. Now putting his head over the ball was Brinkworth. Goes back into the hands. Well done by Noble, just almost turned it over with his head. And the crowd loves that. The Shock crowd is loving what they're seeing from their team at the moment.
A few big smothers in a row, of course. You love to see that as a supporter of your club. They are not letting Broadview have any room to go forward at all, not even past their own halfway line, which is a sign of not just a good team but also a good defensive unit there. But everyone has to do defensive duties, and the midfielders with those big smothers in a close game like this come a long way of getting those points. The second and third efforts there, very nicely done, and McDermott with a few smothers. He's holding his hand a little bit, so they do hurt when you get the smothers. Hopefully he's okay. We'll keep an eye on him. It looks like he wants to come off and get that one checked out, so he'll do so now. But in the end, the coach will be happy with his effort, as the one time they kind of go forward, Broadview taps there to defend. Long down the line, tries the big specky, but doesn't get near it, so it's going to be a free kick for in the back against him, and a big fly there by Manning. Lacornia will get the ball, however. Goes out wide, still not inside the 50, but does find Rankin. Chips it forward now. About 40 metres out. Quite a bit of a tight angle. Doesn't look like he was going to pass it because he turned his back to the goal, and McAuliffe, I believe, looks like he's confidently and happy to take the 30 seconds, go back and try to get the goal, but even a point will be handy in the fourth quarter with about 18 minutes played. The kick coming in now. He likes it off the boot, and it went straight through. Drifted wide, but snuck in, and a good kick by him to extend the margin out, but a very, very good kick from that kind of angle and that distance, and he was happy with it. As soon as he left his boot, he was kind of waiting to see if it drifts in, and it did, because he was happy with the distance he got on that.
Well, he should be happy with it because he's just given his team their biggest lead of the day yet again. They move out to a 17-point lead. They've kicked 4 goals, 1 this quarter. Broadview yet to score in the fourth term, and you know they've got to find something here, the Tigers, or they're just going to get blown out of the water here in this last quarter when they've worked so hard all day.
Yeah, correct. We talked about their forwards, a few dangerous forwards. We mentioned Russell and Boras being good and a few others like that, but they need to get it up to him, because at the moment they can't even really pass their halfway line without it being a rushed kick or a bit messy. So credit to Shock, but just need to get it in those dangerous positions more often.
And just things getting a bit tense by the supporters here from both teams. Reid just gets up nice and high, but it only comes down as far as Kerrish for Shock. And looks like Kerrish maybe is taking a bit of a hit there. He's had a really good day, Kerrish. He'd be up there in the votes for me, Jad.
Yeah, no, he's been very good.
Reid again gets up nice and high. They finally get a clearing kick inside 50. Finally get it inside 50. Umpire says holding the ball. Whoa, so they've been pretty hot on that for most of the day, the umpires. They'll get a chance here. And the big fend off there comes from Boras. The kick probably not as effective as he would have liked, and well done by Gluyas just to clear it, and that's an amazing defensive effort there to get it out to Scannell. Goes long down the line looking for Colotto. Doesn't get the mark, but he makes an impact on the contest, still trying to tackle there and trying to keep it in their half of the ground at the moment. Shock. Broadview running hard forward. There comes the turnover. The kick goes long from Lauby. There's nothing in the 50. Big foot race here. Broadview, they've got to do their best work here to clear it back out, and they're not going to, because that's out on the full.
Many out on the falls, all on that wing, I believe. I don't think we've seen anyone on any out on the falls on this side of the ground, so
not too many.
A bit of a unlucky one for Broadview there, as Shock will get another inside 50 or even a shot at goal if they want.
Yeah, it looks like Colotto's taking the kick. Coming up at the back, they had a few numbers flying up. Smith kicks it out. It doesn't quite get it to where he wants, claiming the mark was Rankin. Umpire said you didn't. Rankin's still hanging around, goes out to the other side through Moore. Moore kicks it up to the moon. Few players looking for it here. Broadview, they're just looking to tap it forward and out of danger, but it's a massive tackle there from Colotto. He's really trying to lead his team to victory here, and we're approaching the final minutes in this quarter, Jack.
Yeah, smart by Broadview, to be honest, not to rush it behind. I know it might not go on a long way in terms of them winning the match, but leaving it at that 17-point margin, it's smart football not to make it that 3 goals clean. But in the end, with 23.5 minutes played, it's going to be very difficult now to finish this game off, as Shock just set up nice again by Tap to get another inside 50, deep inside the forward line. Big fly by Carlotta, no mark taken, and now again a big pack forms around the ball. Will they pay on the ball? They do.
They have been hot and consistent on that all day.
Trying to switch the play quickly and get it out of their their own defensive 50 is Broadview, with just trying to go forward at all costs now. Nice punch and good defensive effort there. Read the play well was Brendan Smith. Haven't called his name too much, but done really good there in defence and been solid for them in terms of winning the ball back and keeping them at bay as he just punched it out there, keeping the ball in their own half, and they've won a lot of stoppages, so it'll be handy there. Double tap down by Noble, goes back to end up in Noble's lap, so it's going to be nearly blows the whistle. The umpire had the whistle in his mouth, but they played it on, bobbling towards the forward line now. Fergus is there and a few others just trying to get it out of there for Broadview. They do find a mark as they have a few players on the wing now calling for it. He does go there eventually. Smith is there, he runs down the wing, takes a bounce. Up the field there's a few players free if they can get there, but they're just going just a bit sideways and backwards, trying to find a clear possession, and that dangerous kick into the middle of the ground, straight to Bonuto. Almost sums up Broadview in this last quarter. They had a bit of an opportunity there to counter-attack and go forward, but instead just miskicked it and turned it over in the middle of the ground, right in the centre circle. So through that now, McAuliffe gets it about 80 metres from goals now. He needs another kick to get into the forward line, but smartly just chips it round, using up the time. 25.5 minutes played as they look up to wrap the victory here.
Yeah, just approaching the end of the game here. There can't be long to go at all. Shock just able to get on top in this last quarter, and they're still looking for it. Lecornu just almost dropped that one. He probably would have liked to have taken that mark there, finish off with a goal, and he would have, because there's the siren. And Sacred Heart, they've had a last quarter to remember. They come out, kept Broadview scoreless in the final term to run out the game winners. 11 goals, 9 to the Broadview Tigers, 9 goals, 4. They come out with a 17-point win, but it did not look that way for the whole game, Jack.
Yeah, very interesting game. Good game from both teams. Competitive the whole way through. Broadview actually being the leaders of each quarter time break. First quarter by 11, then 10, then 8, and then just coming over the top in the last quarter was Shock. Very professionally done by them. Shows why they're at the top of the near the top of the ladder, I guess, with an unbeaten record, and extends it out to 5-0. Perfect start for them for the season, and very professional effort. Come over here to Broadview. Had a quick look earlier, 16 kilometres away from their home game ground, so long drive for them to come over here. Not an easy place to go with all the passion of the Broadview supporters, and will look like losing, like you mentioned, most of the game, but found a way to win, and keeps them undefeated for the start of the 2024 season.
Yeah, and that can be the difference between, those top 2, top 3 kind of teams. Even when they're up against it, they can find a way to win, and they really were up against the wall coming into the last quarter. Broadview thrown everything at them. They really were on top for most of this game, and then they just came out and they didn't blow Broadview away, so to speak, but they just knuckled down and played their game, got the lead, got the win.
Yeah, we mentioned Dartfish a few times, our sponsors for today's game. I want to see the stats of how much they played in their own half, because it felt like it was probably 60, 70, 80%, and maybe at some for some minutes in that last quarter, a lot of the play in their own half. And when you're trying to get the lead as well as find a way to win, it's a crucial stat to have, just all that possession in the dangerous areas, and they kicked through at the end and found a way to win. As for Broadview, I'd say very good effort from them. Always a difficult team, are Shock, and they were leading for a lot of the game, as well as having a few injuries for themselves, a few key outs that did not play today. So once those ones come back, and they can try and get back into this season, but they'll be definitely up there for finals and pushing for those final spots. The way I've seen today, they had a good effort.
Yeah, I think Broadview will be happy with how they performed, but they'd be disappointed that they couldn't, push through and get the win. I think Sacred Heart will be happy with how they just kept themselves in the game. Kept themselves to those small margins so they could eventually come through and get the win. And just as the players come off, I'll quickly go through the goal scorers. So for Broadview, Boras with 3. 2 to Russell, 2 to Mulherron, and singles to Day and Ralph. For Sacred Heart, Fox with 3, McAuliffe with 2, Colotto with 2, and singles to Lecornu, Brooks and Rankin.
Yeah, very good effort. We'll discuss off air the best players who get the Archie Stongs, but A good game of footy here today at Broadview Oval. Congrats to Sacred Heart and commiserations to the Broadview Tigers, but both teams showed why they're finals contention teams, and a very interesting few games coming up for everyone in the Adelaide Footy League, with both teams having some interesting matches coming up. So we'll leave you there for today's stream. Check out the other games if they're ongoing. A lot of streams, every Div 1 game streamed live on Filming Footy YouTube, so check them out. Thanks for all your company today, and we'll see you next week for our next game.